So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So, let's get into it. Alright, so week 4 of the NFL season is coming up. And for the Chicago Bears, they will be taking on the 0-3 Denver Broncos at home, a team that just gave up 70 points to the Miami Dolphins. Get this, the Bears come in as 3-point underdogs to a team that just gave up 70 points. But as usual in this video, I'm going to give y'all my 3 keys of the game on what I think the Bears should do to be able to win this game, and give my final score at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get into it. What's up guys, Getsy here, back at it with another video. Today, we're doing the Bears. The Bears come off a very embarrassing and, a very pitiful effort against the Kansas City Chiefs. They lost 41-10 yesterday in a game that wasn't even close from the first snap. And they're going to play the Denver Broncos, a team that's the favorites over them, at home, a team that just gave up 70 plus points to the Miami Dolphins without their second best receiver. So it's bad for the Bears fandom right now, for this Bears team. Constant drama, constant controversy, constant poor play on the field. But, the season carries on. It doesn't wait for nobody. So hopefully, one of these teams will be able to break their 0-3 streak. And hopefully it's the Bears. Maybe they can finally snap that 13-game losing streak. But let's get straight into the video. I think the first key going into this Denver Broncos game is the coaching. They have to figure out a way to regain that locker room's trust. Let's just be honest. This coaching staff is probably gone at the end of the season if the season continues on this trajectory. They've lost 13 straight games under, Matt Eberflus's watch. Alan Williams resigned earlier in the week. He was not good as a defensive coordinator. They still cannot play defense. They gave up 41 points to the Kansas City Chiefs, a Chiefs team that's probably the least talented that we've seen in all these years that Patrick Mahomes has led that team out the locker room. This is a team, that can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. They continue to show poor effort. And I think that's the main thing. This coaching staff, they're going to have to figure out a way to get this team to play with effort going into Sunday, as this Denver Broncos team just gave up 70 to the Miami Dolphins. And, and it's a shame that they come in as the favorites, because this team just shows no effort. They show no fight for their coaches, and I think that's their fault. They don't have their players ready to play. They don't do what their players do best. Matt Eberflus is still playing this sorrowful 4-3 defense with this very soft cover 2 scheme, which quarterbacks like Russell Wilson coming into this week will just pick apart, or like a guy like Patrick Mahomes can pick apart. They refuse to get blitz. They refuse to do blitzes. On the offensive side, they refuse to do what Justin Fields does best, which is get him out the pocket and let him make some plays with his legs until 4 minutes left in the game, and the game that's already over. So this coaching staff is definitely on the hot seat. They're gonna have to figure out a way to get some effort out of their players. But I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. The way the press conferences have been sounding recently, this coaching staff has no idea how to do that. So after the Commanders game, I'd be looking for the Bears to make changes. But ultimately, the first key of the game is getting this team ready to play against an 0-3 team just like them. They have to come out with hunger, or else they're going to lose again and they're going to drop to 0-4. Point number 2, this passing game has to get going at some point. If this is not the game to get the passing game going, I don't know what is. This Denver Broncos team just gave up 70 points to the Miami Dolphins without their second best receiver in Jalen Waddle. And you look at the Bears passing game and this game against the Kansas City Chiefs, they were terrible. 99 yards passing for Justin Fields. He was 11 of 22 and took 3 sacks, had 1 touchdown and 1 interception. The 1 touchdown came in garbage time. This passing game has no idea what to do. Their guys are running wrong routes. Guys are, not getting open. Guys are dropping passes. Guys are not getting schemed open. The same play calls over and over again. The screen plays, the very predictable concepts. It's been leading up to this for a while. I didn't think it would get this bad early in the season, as 99 yards passing for an NFL quarterback is unacceptable. He only had 22 attempts. this Bears offense is just going to have to get going in general. I think starting off with the run going into Denver, and I keep saying that like a broken record because they don't do that, but starting off with the run, getting the pocket moving for Justin Fields, getting him outside the pocket, not leaving him back there by himself, or leaving a dominant pass rusher with a rookie right tackle so he can just get blown by and Fields gets sacked. Those are all things that can be fixed with coaching. Of course, Justin Fields needs to be better with not holding the ball, making better decisions with the ball and being able to look up when he's scrambling and find the open guy. But there just wasn't much of that during the Kansas City game, and it showed. Kansas City knew what they were doing before the Bears knew what they were doing. And, if this is not the week to get the passing game going, I don't know what is, as that middle of the field for Denver is going to be wide open, and, the Dolphins exploited that by working their run game, making Tua comfortable back there, pushing the ball downfield, letting their playmakers make plays. Darnell Mooney didn't even have a catch on Sunday, and that's disappointing, as he was a guy that we all had high aspirations for. Darnell Mooney, I think he only has like 4 catches on the season, and they haven't been big ones at all. And it's just a mess with this passing game. And going into Denver, a team that doesn't really have that great of a defense, you can find a way to move the ball on this Denver defense, and there should be no excuse why this passing game shouldn't at least have 200 yards passing going into this game. Get Fields moving, get the pocket moving, start with the run game. I mean, this is just basic football that this Bears team doesn't seem to understand. But if they get the passing game going, they get Fields on the move, they make it easier for him to stay in the pocket, I think they'll be able to move the ball against this Denver defense. Point number 3, this Bears defense is going to have to find a way to get pressure on the quarterback. Last game, they did not have a sack against Patrick Mahomes. And, one of the main keys when you play dynamic playmaking quarterbacks that can use their legs is you have to get pressure on the quarterback. Teams do it to the Bears all the time. They contain Justin Fields, they send blitzes, and it makes him uncomfortable, and it moves him off the spot. He usually doesn't keep his head up, so he either ends up taking a sack because the pressure gets to him so fast, or he's missing guys because there's always constant pressure in his face, or he's skittish. Well, the same thing that the teams do to the Bears are just going to have to start doing. This zone coverage scheme isn't working. With 2-man corners, especially, that can't play zone very well, you should be manning up, throwing blitzes at these quarterbacks, at least make their job harder. They cannot stand back there in the pocket for 7 seconds, especially a quarterback like a Russell Wilson or like a Patrick Mahomes. Or, going into this week, Russell Wilson, he's a guy that's always made plays with his legs. A guy who can make things happen when the protection breaks down. But if he has time to just sit back there and pick you apart, that's what he's going to do with an offense, tailored towards Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Javonte Williams, a couple other guys on that team as well. They're going to pick apart this Bears defense if they do not get pressure on Russell Wilson. And, we're just going to see a repeat of what happened on Sunday if they do not get pressure. So you need to start throwing blitzes, start doing stunts, getting guys in position to make plays on the quarterback. And when you get to the quarterback, you have to find a way to wrap him up and get him to the ground. As far as minor notes, I think stopping the run was a big issue, as they gave up 152 yards to the Kansas City Chiefs, as guys just don't want to tackle. TJ Edwards was their leading tackler, and a cornerback was their second leading tackler. Where's this playmaking linebackers that we paid all this money for, especially Tremaine Edmonds? He's not making plays, and he actually went out with an injury late in that game. But overall, this Bears defense is going to have to come to play against this Denver offense, as they have not been good either. They have not been able to protect the quarterback. Getting pressure on Russell Wilson, making him uncomfortable back there, will be key to this Bears team trying to squeak out their first win of the season on Sunday. But overall, I have the Denver Broncos winning this game 31-10. I mean, this Bears team hasn't proved anything that they can do anything right, especially on all three facets of the game, including coaching, like whether it's offense, defense, special teams, coaching. You know, this Bears team hasn't, or even in practice, even when they're not playing, they haven't proven that they can't have drama off the field. This Bears team hasn't proven that they can do anything other than be in discord. It's been constant discord for the past few days, and you know, they had a very poor performance against Kansas City. It seems like the locker room is all but lost for that coaching staff. I expect some changes after the Washington game, as they're going to have a quick turnaround after the Denver game. They're clearly going to lose this game, as they're not going to be able to do anything to stop the quarterback or to stop the run. I expect Denver to start off early with Javonte Williams and get him in the space, then start working the play action game on this Bears defense, as they have no response to it, and their secondary, is beat up. So I expect this Denver team to just move the ball effortlessly on this Bears defense. And for the Bears offense, I expect this offense to still be inept, to still not commit to running the ball, for them to continue to sit back and gun in 5-man protection, and for Fields to get sacked every play. I fully expect that going into this Sunday. So I have the Denver Broncos winning 31-10. I have the Bears dropping to 0-4, and I might even have them dropping to 0-5 after the quick turnaround for Washington on Thursday Night Football. But overall, you know, that's all I got for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the videos. That helps the channel grow. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these Bears videos. You know, follow me on social media, as we'll be keeping up with the Bears on social media as well. Leave your final score in the comment section. Who do you got winning? Do you have the Bears finally squeaking out a win, or do you have the Broncos once again giving the Bears another loss? As usual, thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Bear down. Peace.